Hi guys, Mrs. Angel here. So today we're going to be making a polar bear in a sweater. Now the first thing you need is a white sheet of paper, and you're also going to need a pencil. Remember that I always work in Sharpie because it's easier for you to see. And then you'll need some sort of a coloring material after. And just a tip, it's so nice if you are able to get a black marker. It could be a Sharpie, it could be a regular just black Crayola marker or one of these that you have, or a black crayon or black colored pencil to do the outline when we're totally done. But the very first thing we need to do is we need to fold our paper into fourths. So that means we need to take our paper and fold it, take from the bottom, line it up to the top, and we kind of hold it with one hand up top, and then I pull it down in the middle, go to the right, go to the left, okay, so that's in half. Then we're gonna go in half again this way. So I'm just gonna take my edge and fold it over. So now when I open it up, I have 4 quadrants and it's in 4 sections. What you don't wanna do is take your paper when you're here and fold it again that way, so it's skinny. You don't want that. Okay, so now you should have your piece of paper and your pencil, and we are ready to go. Okay, so now that we have our paper folded, I just wanna let you know that the bottom part of your paper is going to be for your sweater, and the top part of your paper is going to be for your polar bear. Now, again, really use that pencil. Guys, don't jump in and do marker like I do, because I did one earlier today and it looked very misshapen because I don't have the ability to go and erase my pencil lines when I'm working because I'm using marker. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna make a curve here because it's gonna be part of the head. So I'm going to kind of make it rounded, come in just a smidge here, and then I'm gonna take that same where I left off right there, and I'm going to make my head. So my head's a little bit curved, it's like a little bit of curve. Now, I'm gonna find about halfway in between this line up here and this fold. I'm just gonna make kind of a dot in the middle, and then I'm gonna go about 2 fingers down and make another dot right on that crease, because this is where we're gonna put the nose or the muzzle of the polar bear. And when we do this shape, I like to kind of go out, curve in, go out, curve in. So it could be a rounded, really rounded triangle. It would be more of an egg shape if it were a little bit more rounded, but something like that. You just wanna make sure it's the edge up there is soft and it's not pointy. Next in here, we're gonna make a line across, and we're gonna then make our downward pointing triangle. And then we make the line down on that fold on the crease. And then we just make our cute little mouth. Now we need to make the eyeballs. And so you wanna put the eyeballs about here, and you're gonna do, you know, any kind of eyeballs you want. If you want to add eyelashes, if you want to add different kind of eyes than what I do, feel free. I'm gonna have my polar bear, the white part of the eye. So again, I'm just gonna kind of look and see, okay, so that one's right there. And I'm just gonna use about 2 fingers. I'm gonna assume that's 2 fingers, yep. 2 fingers here. And I'm gonna make another circle right here. And then that same kind of shape over there. Now, I noticed that that circle is not the exact same size. Well, the good news is you guys are using pencil, so you can erase. For me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color this part in black anyway, and you guys will as well when you're tracing. So that's what I'm gonna do, kind of to make it look even. Now, we're going to give our cute little polar bear some ears. And again, it's just an upside down U. And you should have space in those corners because when we drew our shape, that's what we have. All right, so now we're ready to kind of move on to the bottom and do the sweater. All right, so next we're gonna start making the sweater. So what you wanna do is we want to kind of curve this off, like kind of make a curve. We wanna kind of cap the head part off. And the next thing we wanna do is we wanna add a curve line there and a curve line here, because this is the collar of the sweater. And then I like to turn my paper and connect these, but you wanna make sure you curve it so it looks something like that. Then from there, you're gonna start here and you're gonna go down to the edge of the paper. And you're gonna go down to the edge of the paper. All right, so right now we're gonna pause on the sweater. So the next step we are gonna talk about, and what we've talked about before in class, is we are going to create texture. And texture is how something feels or might feel, and we're gonna be doing this visually. So we're gonna be doing a visual texture, so how something looks. We can't put real fur on here, so we can't exactly, feel what it feels like to touch a polar bear. But by making lines, we can make it look like there's hair. And hair grows certain ways on animals. And if you have an animal at home, you'll notice that the hair like on the nose of the dog kind of comes down on and around the nose. So it's very important that you don't just scribble lines everywhere. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna make some lines starting around your eyes of your polar bear. And they're all about the same size. None of them are crazy long. So again, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna suggest that if you are this far, maybe you trace all of this with a marker and you do your lines with marker so you don't have to go over it with pencil, because it just would be doing that twice and that would just take a really long time. So then the hair is gonna go, it kind of starts to come down, and then it would go around the nose, and then it would come down. And then from here, I'm gonna start making the lines kind of coming out here, down here, and I'm only gonna do one side at a time. So again, I'm just going to start making lines around my eye. And then up here, it's gonna go up towards the head. And I'm gonna check back with you. I'm gonna do this kind of on a faster mode so we get going. But again, I am going to finish this and you can see how that's done. All right, so I have one side of the face done. And again, you wanna kind of make your lines a little bit curved. Mine are a little bit more straight, but I would maybe curve them just a smidge. And again, this kind of gives our fur a direction. And we're gonna also continue with the ear. So I'm gonna just kind of put a little curve in here, and my hair lines are gonna go, they're gonna curve. So we're gonna curve them around the ear. Okay, and if you notice you have some really big gaps of space, go ahead and add a couple more lines in there. That's totally fine. And again, we're gonna do that same thing over here, curving those lines to make it look like it's hair and give it some visual texture. All right, I'm gonna again show you guys how to do that side pretty quick. So now it's time to design the sweater part of our polar bear. So this is obviously the collar of the sweater. And then I'm just gonna put some lines kind of curved a little bit around here. And I make them about 2 fingers worth width apart, so I have room to design. So guys, make sure that's super important. You don't wanna go too skinny, and then I'll leave the bottom one. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna use patterns. And you can use whatever patterns you want, but you want each row to be the same pattern. So for example, in this collar, I'm going to do probably a design that's pretty simple. I am just going to make, trying to think here. Why don't I do a curve line, and I'm gonna make it come to a point. So like, almost like a triangle. Make another line. Actually, what I could do is just make a bunch of these lines. I'm just trying to think of a pattern that I know would look kind of cool. So again, you don't have to use, you don't have to do what I'm doing at all. Please know that. You can make your own. I'm just kind of making some, you know, designs. Okay, now, what you're gonna do next is you're gonna think of another design, and I'm going to just go ahead and kind of speed through this and do some really cool designs, and then I will touch base with you when we are done drawing that. All right, so once you are done designing your polar bear in a sweater, you're gonna need to trace it for sure. And then you can use whatever coloring supplies you have at home, colored pencils, crayons, markers, oil pastels, if you have watercolor, whatever you feel that you wanna do. I am a crayon lover, so I'm gonna use crayons. And again, you can do yours however you'd like it, but really for this part down here, make sure it's really colorful. And then I will see you guys in the end when we are totally done. And I will show you my piece, and I can't wait to see your finished piece. All right. Oh, and we're gonna leave the polar bear white, but I do want you to shade in the background with the color. So if you take crayon and just do it really lightly, that will look amazing. All right, I'll see you back in a few. All right, and there you have it. There's our polar bear in a sweater. I can't wait to see your guys' designs and your super cute bear. And friends, if you choose to do a different animal, that's okay as well. But I am so excited and cannot wait to see what you've created. See you later.